Beijing was the start of a huge movement. It was probably the most profound thing that has happened in my life. It was where I realized the power of women to lead, the power of women to make policy happen. And I feel like that platform that came out of Beijing had more spirit to it than anything I've seen since that time.
It is no longer acceptable to discuss women's rights as separate from human rights.
It was just a turning point of that conference to know that it wasn't just about the fact that we were all there, but it was about what was going to happen next.
Woman president in Africa was huge because Liberia especially was a country that had been at war, and for women to stand up and take on the armies and the insurgents and win and bring peace demonstrated that women had the will to fight for peace. It's important to have women at the helm and in leadership positions in the world because it provides the world with legislation that addresses the issues that make communities better.
My promise to the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender members of the human family is this: I'm with you. I promise that as the Secretary General of the United Nations, I will denounce attacks against you, and I will keep pressing leaders for progress. Together, we can make the world safer, freer, and more equal for everyone.
One of the greatest milestones for women in the United States has been the Affordable Care Act. Last year, 48 million women had access to insurance coverage that they previously didn't have access to. This means cervical cancer screenings, birth control, breast exams that they otherwise would not have had before this passed.
Thanks to a multi-stakeholder effort, in 2014, the Ecuadorian Public Ministry of Health published the Therapeutic Abortion Guidelines. These guidelines are the most progressive of its kind in Latin America. It is written within a human rights framework and defines the concept of health in its broadest sense. Because there are no bureaucratic hurdles, women are empowered to seek the services directly from their providers. And these medical providers have the reassurance and support to provide safe and legal abortion in Ecuador.
Malala winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014 was a huge milestone. She's the youngest winner, right, laureate to ever be awarded with this prize. And that's a big deal because I think we're starting to see youth, and especially young girls, as leaders of movements and especially as leaders of peace movements.